Live from downtown Vancouver at the Vancouver Film School campus, it's time for EP Live. Hey, welcome to EPN. My name is Victor Lucas, and we bring you the latest in everything cool every single day. That's our job here. That's what we do. That's what brings us much joy into the world, and we hope we bring a little joy back into your world. We've got a great episode planned for you today. My friend Mike Wilson, he is one of the top dogs at Devolver. I don't know what his title is. Let's see if we can find out what his actual job title is when he's on. But he's going to be our guest today, and I'm super psyched to talk with him. I've got a couple of things to remind you about. First of all, we've got a Glass Blu-ray contest. That's not like a Glass Blu-ray. It's for the movie Glass, M. Night Shyamalan's movie. We work with the studio to offer the opportunity to win one of those. So go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Electric Playground for your chance to win one of those. Please enter. And congrats to all of our Hellboy winners. Enjoy the movie. I'm going to be seeing that on Wednesday with Johnny Millennium, and we'll have a review of that in Film Fury very soon. We're going to get started with our rundown, but I have to remind you that we shoot the show live. It's a live show shot in a live venue, the VFS Cafe at 390 West Hastings, right here in downtown Vancouver. And it's great to have you guys here today. Thank you for coming, everybody. Awesome. All right, we've got a rundown to get to, and it's for Video Game Obsession, who says Vic was sloshed. Haha, I love it. That was on Friday when I had myself a beer. I wasn't quite sloshed, but I felt that beer. It's the hot lights. All right, let's get started with your rundown. You and your friends won't have to fight over loot in Borderlands 3. Gearbox Software is modernizing how loot drops work in the new game. When you and your friends play together in co-op, you'll each get your own discrete loot streams, allowing all of you to pick up your loot at your own discretion, just like pretty much every other online looter shooter. In the previous Borderlands games, all players would see the same loot, which created a mad dash at the end of each level, with players fighting over who should get what. Gearbox doesn't want to repeat that with Borderlands 3, and that's not the only change. They've also confirmed that the new game will have co-op level scaling, so lower level players will get a boost when they join their higher level friends, so everyone can play together and still feel like they're making a difference. Borderlands 3 launches October 14th. Yeah, I think that there's probably a little bit of learning going on between all of these online looter shooter type of experiences out there. I think there's some great successes that we're seeing in Destiny. Bungie has learned a lot of stuff there, and the Anthem folks are learning tons of stuff right now, but the Division 2 is kind of killing it, and I think they're laying down a great foundation. I think the danger, though, obviously, is that just like in Battle Royale, we might have this new super competitive field out there where everybody's kind of doing the same thing, and the experiences feel kind of similar. And in fact, when I think about this idea of creating disparity for each of the players playing online, that almost creates its own sort of micro battle royale, where everybody's got to chase each other to get the best gun, or race each other to get the best gun. I think that could actually be kind of fun. That'll probably be some kind of new feature that gets added to a future revision of Borderlands 3. I'm looking forward to this game. I love the sense of humor. I love the art style. I think Gearbox, they try a bunch of different things, but they do one thing really exceptionally well, and that's Borderlands. Looking forward to Borderlands 3 in a big way. All right, it looks like there's still a chance for Will Smith to return to the DC movie universe. Smith's anti-hero Deadshot will apparently not be recast in the upcoming Suicide Squad sequel. Last month, reports surfaced that Smith had dropped out of the film over scheduling conflicts, with British actor Idris Elba stepping in as the lead, but now Variety reports that Elba will not be taking the role of Deadshot and is instead playing a new character. This leaves the door open for Smith to potentially return to the role in a future film, although we'll have to wait and see. There's no word yet on what DC character Elba might be playing. Suicide Squad 2 begins filming this summer, and it's James Gunn that's writing and directing this one, so I'm sure that Warner Brothers and DC, although the first Suicide Squad movie was a massive hit, it was a terrible movie, and everybody knows that. Don't pretend you don't know that. It was awful. So I think Warner Brothers and DC are trying to, they want a little like Guardians of the Galaxy magic, and they might just get it. I'm a little skeptical. But I am glad that they're kind of making room, because Will Smith was one of the bright spots in that awful movie, because Will Smith, there's no one like that guy. He's amazing. Although Idris Elba is pretty amazing too, and it makes me wonder why he's at a sequel to Suicide Squad That guy should have his pick of roles out there. But James Gunn is dependable, and he's kind of a mad genius kind of creator. So hopefully, Suicide Squad 2 is a lot of fun. And, Warner Brothers is on a bit of a roll right now. They did a pretty good job with Shazam. They did a crazy fun job with Aquaman, just pouring dump trucks filled with money on James Wan. And Wonder Woman, of course, was a big hit. So maybe this is the new era of Warner Brothers and DC movies, and this will rock. We'll have to wait and see, but I am glad that James Gunn is returning to Guardians 3. All right, despite a drop in ratings, the Walking Dead franchise refuses to die. AMC has announced that they're moving forward with a third show based on the hit comic book series. They haven't given away too many details, but say the show will focus on a new group of survivors in the same universe as the main Walking Dead, as well as the other spin-off, Fear the Walking Dead. Both of those shows have seen a noticeable drop in viewership, with the recent Season 9 finale of Walking Dead being the lowest-rated finale in the show's history. AMC clearly hopes that a new show will breathe new life into the franchise and help it survive. It's set to premiere next year, and what I've heard is that this is going to be about future generations of survivors. So maybe they're going to, set up a whole sort of, Swiss Family Robinson kind of like they've learned to deal with all of the world falling apart all over them, and they're getting along with the zombies. Maybe they're living with them. Maybe it's a sitcom. That would be fun, right? I mean, they could go in a million different directions, but even though it was the lowest rated finale and people are talking about, when will The Walking Dead die, I think it's still one of the highest rated shows on television. I think it's still, majorly and massively much larger than everything else out there and still making AMC tons of money. Surprise. And so that's why they want to keep investing in new iterations of zombie shows. Somebody's watching these things. I have dropped out, not because I hate them. It's just that there's so many other things to occupy my time with right now, and I just haven't gone back to it. But I hope it's good, and I hope it's successful for everybody. Speaking of which, The Elder Scrolls 6 is still a few years away, but Bethesda has something else in the meantime. The new mobile game, The Elder Scrolls Blades, is now available on all iOS and Android devices, and I do hope that this is a hit. It began rolling out a few weeks ago through an invite-only beta, but now everyone can get it, although whether or not they should is up to them. Blades has already generated loads of controversy for its microtransactions and loot boxes, which many players argue are even more invasive than other mobile games. Bethesda themselves have admitted that the loot boxes need rebalancing and encourage players to give feedback. And I think that this is a familiar story, and it's a difficult one for game developers to kind of figure out how to get this balance right, especially if this is a free-to-play experience. I played a little Elder Scrolls Online at E3 and thought it was very well put together and a very impressive demo. Clearly, a lot of money has been put into it, but now it's incumbent on Bethesda to not make us feel like we're in their economy, like trying to figure out how they're going to get all their money back. We should just feel like we're having a fun time, and we should feel like we've played so much of it that we don't mind spending a little bit of money, And what a tough task that is on the free-to-play mobile space, particularly with all of the competition that exists out there, trying to sort of be fair to everybody, and especially the scrutinizing Bethesda and Elder Scrolls fans out there that are going to be asking for a lot. Got to be fair to them, but also have to recoup on your investment and turn it into a profitable business. In the face of the controversy surrounding Fallout 76, I bet you people are walking on eggshells at Bethesda right now. But I am curious about this. I definitely want to see what they're into in the mobile space. I know they had a pretty good success story with their Fallout mobile game, and I think that this is, sort of investing in a bigger way because it's all 3D. I haven't played this yet. If you've downloaded it and have already started to play it, let us know in the comments below or in the chat. We'll talk a little bit about it in Let's Play and Chat.